You're watching Culture Shock, the only bilingual television magazine dedicated to cultural diversity.
I'm Lana Starchuk, and I met the king of ethnic food. The legendary Mr. Goudas serves up cultural diversity in a can.
I'm Geneviève Tremblay, an authority in the Arctic, a Quebec doctor serving remote communities, finds the men of her life.
Hi, I'm Gregory Charles. Welcome to Culture Shock. Today, 3 of our young filmmakers bring us stories that reflect our country's cultural fabric. When you go from Chinatown to Little Italy, or from Koreatown to Little India, you realize that ethnic restaurants are a real barometer of diversity. Now, it's up to neighborhood supermarkets to become multicultural. Grocery chains now devote more shelf space to lemongrass, curry paste, and black bean sauce. And food distributors, like Toronto's Mr. Goudas, make sure no one runs out of papaya juice. Here's a story from Lana Starchuk.
Remember when chili powder was the most exotic spice you could find at your local grocery store? Well, that was then. And this is now. No other city in the world caters to ethnic diversity like Toronto. You can find almost every religion, music, language, and food. Because the population is so varied, there's a high demand for exotic food. One company has met the demand of the ethnic market and makes everything from akis to bitter melon to producing over 20 different kinds of beans. Goudas Foods is a multi-million-dollar business. Not only does Mr. Goudas have 600 products under his own brand name, he distributes another 600 exotic foods under various other labels in Canada and around the world. To serve many communities at the same time, he can have up to 14 languages on one can. So just who is this Mr. Goudas, this emperor of ethnic food, this man for all seasonings?
I came to Canada in 1967. I never heard of fruits like guava, mango, papaya, star fruits, and I can keep name 100 fruits.
Peter Goudas left his home in Greece over 30 years ago. He arrived in Toronto with a little cash and a lot of hope.
The Caribbean people thought that I'm from the Caribbean, and the Indians thought I'm an Indian. However, in 1993, I got the best businessman award, and at that time I was not able to hide anymore. So at that time, some people, maybe they got happy to see me Greek, and some of them got disappointed.
Exotic fruits and vegetables, spices and grains are among tons of produce in his warehouse that are packed and shipped to customers of all kinds in Canada and abroad.
Rice, for instance. We have 32 varieties ourselves. You cannot summarize all these rices into one brand and say, okay, this brand is good for everybody. For instance, the parboil rice, which is the yellow rice, mostly grown in the United States. When you cook, doesn't matter how much you cook it, it still stays separate in the plate. Now, you cannot fit that particular type of rice into the Chinese because they use the chopsticks. And then you have the Indian clientele who use something what they call basmati rice.
And being a stickler for detail pays off. Mr. Goudas tests each and every product he puts on grocery store shelves. If it doesn't meet his standards, you'll never see it. His philosophy is to bring the world to the customer through food. And grocers who cater to their clients' cultural needs are by far the most popular in some neighborhoods around town.
Hey, how do you like that? How's that? We dedicated a section for Mr. Goudas, and it does phenomenal here. He's one of our main suppliers.
At Food Sense, an independent grocery store in North Toronto, owners Joseph Pedinelli and Maurice Lucchese have taken a hands-on approach to running their business.
We might as well give them what they want. They want ethnic foods like they have back home, like the rices and the akis and the sweet potatoes and the yams and whatnot, and we got a good response by that.
Mr. Goudas prides himself on being authentic. Here at Food Sense, local customers are sampling his canned rice, curry style. How does it taste?
Very good.
What do you like about it?
Normal, same like our curry and rice. Yeah.
And where are you from?
I am from Sri Lanka.
It's similar to Irish rice. Like we make biryani and all that in Pakistan and India, like they both are same. And yeah, I think it's good for that because it looks like that and tastes good.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Yes.
What do you like about it?
The taste. Yeah.
It's a little weak for you?
Yeah, we eat more spice. If you eat that curry, you might cry. It might tears in your eyes.
Oh,
that's not.
You can never have one product be good and satisfy everybody today. So if you can satisfy, let's say, 75 to 80% of the people, then you know you have something good.
The Food Sense grocers know about good marketing and just how to please their customers.
We've had bananas for 9 cents a pound.
We're the only store to ever do that.
Since 1954, no one's done bananas for 9 cents a pound. We sold, Joseph, how many bananas did that
300,000 pounds.
300,000 pounds of bananas.
But independent grocers are not the only ones catering to Toronto's ethnic communities. For the major food chains, having the right type of food in the international aisle can make or break a store. Tony Morello, Senior VP of Banner Merchandising for A&P, Dominion, and Food Basics, keeps tabs on their customer base through demographic research.
We really rely on census data quite a bit. So we look at the census data, get a good understanding of what consumers are in the area, and then we try and stay with the time. So as the area changes, we try and change with it. It's a different tactic, if you will, for the location of the store. Some areas are primarily Oriental, some areas are primarily Arab. You have to change. The Muslim culture obviously has different needs and wants when it comes to a shopping experience than an Asian culture. So you really have to customize and micro-market the best you can for those specific areas.
If you're Caribbean, you've got plenty of homegrown yams, green bananas, and spicy bread to choose from. Aha! Rough, hard dough bread, just like in Jamaica. If you're Muslim, a wide selection of halal meats is readily available. Because of changing demographics in Ontario, food that was once considered exotic has already become mainstream. Italian and Mexican staples are not found in the international section anymore. Ole! Why wouldn't you experiment with exotic tastes and flavors that are available at your fingertips? A visit to the international aisle at your local grocery store is the first step. Hi. Oops, my basket. What's comfort food for some might be wild and exotic to others. In Canada, perhaps it won't be long before the two meet. Alors, adios, au revoir, sayonara, ciao!